all, welcome to lesson 4 of unit 3. Our topic today is solving trig equations with factoring. Pause the video and try the warm-up. So the warm-up says if sine 4 theta is negative rad 3 over 2. The minute I see sine, I know sine is what? This is a negative value, so it's going to be in a quadrant 3 or 4 because it's positive in the first two quadrants, right? Where theta is an acute angle, what is the exact value of theta? So remember, your theta is an acute angle, which means it's less than 90, and we want to solve for theta. Again, one thing I just want to highlight this, if this 4 theta doesn't mean that you're going to divide by 4 over here. This means that you're completing 4 cycles in 2 pi radians. That's what the 4 is. Going back to your period. 4 is the frequency. It's your B, and then you can find your period based on that. Anyways, let's get to this question. So I know 4 theta is going to be what? If you're in the third and the fourth quadrant, it's going to be 4 pi over 3 and 5 pi over 3, right? Those are the two angles in the third and fourth quadrant when sine is negative rad 3 over 2. So I'm going to divide by 4 because I want to solve for theta. So I divide by 4 and I'm going to divide all of this by 4, which is same thing as multiplying by 1/4. So I get what? Theta is equal to 4 pi over, I can say 12, and this would be what? 5 pi over 12. And those are your answers because we want to find the acute angles, and these two are acute angles. Okay, so let's get started with our lesson. It says a second degree trig equation may be solved the same way we solve a quadratic equation, either by factoring or by using the quadratic formula. So here, example 1. Find all solutions of this function on the interval. The interval is very important because you're going to list the angles only between that interval. You cannot go outside it, right? So 0 to 2 pi, and remember 2 pi is not included. So if one of your answers values happen to be at 2 pi, you're not going to include that. So I'm going to just look at, again, identify the structure. This is squared. This is just the x term, and that's a constant. There are 3 terms, and your leading coefficient is, oops, that's not a pen, that's a highlighter. And your leading coefficient is 1. So what do? You need 2 numbers. You're going to do the AM method. You need 2 numbers that multiply to negative 2 and add to negative 1. What are those 2 numbers? Negative 2 and positive 1. Right? You just factor it as you would do it for any variable. But now instead of x, I'm going to write that function. Cosecant x and cosecant x here. That's how you do it. Make your t-chart. You want to set your 2 factors equal to 0. Cosecant x minus 2 is equal to 0, and cosecant x plus 1 is equal to 0. Right? And now you want to solve for x. So what do? Add 2 on both sides. I get cosecant x equals 2. Convert it back into its reciprocal function instead of finding the value there. So I'm going to write it as sine of x. If cosecant is what? Sine is what? 1 over cosecant. So this would also, the other side will also flip. So this is 1/2. So think about it. For what x values is sine 1/2? It is, let's do the quadrants. Sine, it's positive. So you're going to be in the first and the second quadrant. So it is, x is what? Pi over 6. And 5 pi over 6, right? Similarly, I'm going to do the other side also. So cosecant x is equal to negative 1. So when is, first of all, I need to change it back into my sine function. Negative 1 over 1 is same thing as negative 1. When is sine negative 1? It is negative 1 at only one place. It is in that interval, 3 pi over 2. So example 2, it says find all values of theta between this interval. Here 2 pi is included, okay, because it's between 0 and 2 pi. X is between 0 and 2 pi, and there is less than and equal to sign. And this is, I'm going to rewrite this actually, 3 tan square x over here, 3 tan square x minus 3 tan x minus 1. Again, There are three terms, it's a quadratic, and what you're going to do, your leading coefficient is not 1, so you're going to do the AC method where you split the middle term, right? So let's see, you multiply these two, 3 times -1, which is -3. So you need two numbers that multiply to -3 and add to -3. That's not happening, so you really can't factor it. Means what? What are you going to do? You're going to do the quadratic formula. I'm going to write the quadratic formula here real quick. It's x equals -b plus and minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a, right? Your a, b, and c are your coefficients. A is the coefficient of your x term, b of your x squared, a is x squared, b is x, and c is your constant. So let's do this. So it's going to be tangent x is equal to, that's what we're doing, so your b is -3 plus and minus -3 square minus 4 times 3 times -1 over 2 times 3, right? Simplify this. 3 plus and minus -3 square is 9, and if I simplify that, plus 12 is 9 plus 12 is 21, right? Over 6. And can you simplify that? 21 is a non-perfect square, so you want to get rid of 10. What do? Arc tan of 3 plus and minus 21 over 6. So complete the problem set. Good luck.